Hello everybody, it's Sephiroth4 for a weekly update. I don't know how quick I can make this. I'm supposed to make this quick. So a few things. First of all, I don't know about videos this week. There's a few factors involved with that. Number one, I guess the biggest factor, John is going to be visiting this week from Monday through Thursday. So I'm going to try to get like videos ready and stuff. But factor number two, I am out of Paper Mario videos. I knew I was going to be out, and I wanted to record them last week, but last week was a very awful time for me, and I either didn't get a chance to record or could not record the entire week. I would record today. I couldn't record last night either. I would record today, but we're having like an open house. So I'm going to be out of my house for a while, and I really want to watch the Runaway Guys Coliseum, which we'll talk about in a second. So I might just record later, but later is going to be really late if last night's stream is any indication. So I'm going to try my best to have Paper Mario this week. At the very worst, we're going to have Paper Mario at the end of the week, but I really don't want to kill the momentum. So we'll see. When all is said and done, I'll probably find some time to record it, but just warning in advance. So that's that. I'm really enjoying both Let's Plays. They've been amazingly fun. Amazingly fun. Yeah. When John is here, we're hopefully going to be doing some really good streams and recording some Sephiroth stuff, so please look forward to that. Most likely going to be doing on his Twitch channel, just because he has a bigger audience, so that's where everyone goes. Let's see, the next thing I wanted to talk about was... I'm really out of it, guys. Yeah, the Runaway Guys Coliseum is going on like right now. It's the last day of it. They're raising money for Direct Relief, which is a really good cause. They've raised over $75,000 so far, which is amazing. Out of their like 2 out of 3 days, they raised $75,000 out of initial goal of 50. It's been really fun to watch. The donations, like incentives, are to mess with the people playing the games, and it is a thing of beauty. Yeah, I'm gonna put Proton John's Twitch in the video description, in case for some reason you're not watching it or have never heard of this. It's just a huge conglomeration of Let's Players that I enjoy, and I've been doing a whole bunch of art for them. I'll show that in a bit. It's dumb little drawings, but it makes them happy. So, but yeah, it's good, and personally, it's been very good for me, and we'll talk about that right now. So last week I told you I was going to be going in for scans, and I always know that MRIs for me are terrible experiences, but I was not prepared for how terrible it would be. If you guys haven't been able to tell for the past few weeks, I've been under a severe amount of stress. All the anxiety problems that I've been dealing with in therapy came back because of all the stupid circumstances of us trying to sell our house. And because of that, I've just been having like anxiety attacks, like severe attacks where I'm just paralyzed or just can't deal with people or things or anything. So tack that on to me going to first get a PET scan, where they put an IV in your hand and put you in a machine. It's pretty open. There's about that much clearance around me, that much, so it's open, and it's only about that long, so it's not like I'm stuck in anything. But I had to get wrapped up and sit in there for an hour and a half, so that was a thing. I thought I would have like a little time to eat afterwards or something, but the injection for the PET, they inject you first, then you have to lay still for an hour while the radioactive dye goes through your body and gets absorbed. If you move at all, then it ruins the uptake. So I had to lay still for an hour, then go into the scan and be locked in place for an hour and a half. So yeah, so I thought I would get a chance to stretch, but no, because the injection got to me. We actually arrived there early, but the injection got to me like 40 minutes late, so it directly abutted the MRI appointment. Now, background for MRI, I have rods and screws in my back from my spinal surgery 5 years ago. Because of that, I can't go into a normal MRI because that would probably rip the stuff out of my back. It's titanium, so it's not as reactive to magnetism, but it still is. Like, they still have to give me a special machine. So these days they have like open MRIs that are like really nice. I can't be in that. I have to be in like the tightest, closest confines of this dumb machine as possible. So we have to go straight from me lying still for 2.5 hours essentially to going into this. Now the MRI has about this much clearance in front of my head. Okay? This much. To the top of the machine. Because I am 6'4" and 250, 60 pounds, I'm a fat person, I am right up against the sides. In addition to that, they had to strap me in with this like thick, I don't know why they used it this time, but like a thick foam thing, because they also had to hold on these coils that are like a sheet of like about that thick, a sheet of coils that are used to enhance the picture. Since they have to use a really low power machine, they have to use these coils in order to enhance the picture, because otherwise they wouldn't really see anything. So these go over my chest and legs. And when the machine is actually on, they heat up to about 100 degrees, right on top of me, right up against me. And so those are all wrapped. We're all wrapped up in a sandwich with, again, normally about this much space between me and the ceiling. So now half of that is taken up by the coils, luckily not in front of my face, but everywhere else. They try to put like a cage around my head so that like it has a little mirror so you can see out the front. But all I'm seeing is that little gap, so I start having a panic attack right there, and I'm like, no, I can't have that. So like, okay. So they take that off. I'm like, I need air because I'm going to fry in here. From experience, I know I'm going to fry in here. So they put the fan on as much as possible. It's still not good enough. I get earplugs and headphones and I'm listening to music. There's a bunch of problems with that at the beginning also. I keep having to bother them and stop the scan and fix things. And so they eventually had to take like an oxygen hose from like one of the machines they have there and just tape it like onto the equipment in front of me just to have air blowing in my face because I was dying in there. So with all that stuff going on, me having all this crap on top of me and everything, and I was in there for 3.5 hours. Just the MRI. 3.5 hours of all this of so yeah, I was just completely and utterly drained of everything. If you guys, I don't know, you guys really didn't see it much on like Twitter or YouTube, but at least on my private Twitter, I had just a full out, just done with life rant. I just spent Tuesday and Wednesday completely out of it, just I couldn't do anything at all. Thursday also, I was just like, I'm not see you guys later. I'm not coming back to Twitter and Discord for a while. I couldn't like dealing with people at all, like just talking directly to anybody online was giving me panic attacks, and I couldn't I couldn't deal with it. I was getting like paranoia and just every like toxic negative emotion possible for all of my friends, and I'm still trying to fight that off. The only thing that helped was the Coliseum. I was able to just completely focus on that. It was hilarious. It was fun. I got to put mitts on Missy and just mess with people, and it was just a really positive experience. Aside from the fact that they're doing a good thing, it was just a very positive experience for me. Just doing the fan art, having people retweet it. It's just like self-esteem. I know it's an ego thing, but it's just a self-esteem thing. Having like Proton John retweeting that, he's retweeting like all of the stream fan art. You just use like hashtag Runaway Guys, so it's just really fun to see everyone getting in on it, and a lot of good memes have spawned. Praise lamp. My lamp is over here. You can't see it, but yeah. So that's an experience that I hope I never have to repeat. Unless like something happens, I'm going to not be getting an MRI ever again, unless like we really need it. But we needed it this time just to make sure that nothing was growing. The good news is that we saw the doctor about the scans on Thursday, and he says like the scans are great. If anything, they're better than they were before. Again, like we're not really sure if they're ever going to be completely normal, which means nothing shows up, just because some of the areas are scar tissue now, so they're just not going to go away. But he says like my dad asked, out of like 100, where am I? Where at 100 being like completely, finished, cured. So he said like 98, 99. So that was nice. So yeah, so that was that. Heart's pumping. Also did something that most of you are just gonna be like, I don't know what that is. A thing called a Pidgeon Ben, redeeming of the firstborn, for my cousin's firstborn son. Something that I can do as a Kohen, a priest, Jewish priest person. Yeah, not gonna go into it because has no relevance to you guys, but it is something that, I don't know, it was a big honor. It was nice. It was something I did on Thursday that started my recovery. But yeah, so last week I finished watching Aggretsuko. It's really good. I might have talked about it, but I imagined the Aggretsuko characters as Pokemon because, I mean, like, they're all animals. So like Aggretsuko is like a Stuffle here, very cute, and Angry Retsuko. Fenico, obviously Fennekin. Haina is a Poochyena. Haida? I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know, it's just cute. And then just all four of them together. Then I saw on Tumblr today someone did that, but like in the art style of the show, and it looked a lot better than what I did here. And I'm just like, I love it when I have what I think is an original idea and someone's just like, I'm gonna do that but better, and look, everyone actually noticed my work on it. It's really nice. I got a ton of units from the legendary event. I got Fallen Robin and Legendary Lord Frime and Legendary Lyn and all sorts of fun stuff. So the next revelation I had was that Ilima in Pokemon Sun and Moon and Shigure from Fire Emblem have pretty much the same hairstyle. Like they're essentially palette swap characters. I mean, look at that. Look at that. So come on, camera, you could do it. Camera. Come on. No? You don't want to focus? There we go. Fine. So yeah, it's really nice. I don't know. First of all, I just like how the picture came out. But so I brought that idea to the logical conclusion of switching their outfits. So like Shigure in Ilima's clothing, he's just like, I'd rather wear my Sky Knight armor, and Sky Knight Ilima, which I think came out really well. Obviously I used two different techniques for this. This was just regular like pen color, like G Pen in the Clip Studio, and this was using the watercolor brushes. Obviously that's why the color is like completely different on it, But yeah, Sky Knight armor from Fire Emblem is really nice. And this is up on Redbubble. If you want to buy a shirt or a sticker, I highly recommend the stickers. This took a few days to get approved. They're like, we have to make sure that's not copyright. And I'm like, this is an OC. Do not steal. Let's see. Yeah, I got... Don't really put a bunch of them up already, but I got more prints of my pictures, like the Chihiro picture I did, Daruk, Kiyosoma, which is also on Redbubble. If you want a print or anything of that, you could get a print of Alima too. Chiaki, and these are older ones. Yeah, so I have a bunch of that stuff up. I also got Reina and a larger Chiaki print. So it's just nice to have prints of everything. It is. Let's see. Yeah, so, excuse me. So there's a picture of Bagel, Lucajin Protojon's cat, looking at like a bowl of mac and cheese. Excuse me. So in Luca's Discord, we were talking about possibly like making a shirt out of it or something. So she said, well, maybe I'll like redraw it. So I'm like, yeah, cool. So I didn't do this for the shirt. I just did it because I wanted to try it. This is not shirt material, but I made a artist rendition of that picture. And Bagel is just adorable. I should have made Bagel smaller and the bowl bigger. That's like the big thing that I'm looking at now. That's just like, oh man. But that's pretty much how it goes. This is all stuff I post on Twitter, by the way, if you want to go see. Got Legendary Lyn, poking the cat there. And the start of the stream fan art. So there was a Dungeons & Dragons segment. So Misei's character was named Mittens. Also, oven mitts have just been a thing this entire stream. It's been weird. But she's a chicken smuggler, so there's a chicken back there. Also, at one point, she tried to stab her own leg and blame it on somebody else. And it didn't work. Surprisingly, it did not work. Then Josh Jepson's character, who is in love with lizards in Dungeons & Dragons, was pile drive by his ex-wife, Brenda, the monitor lizard. So there's Brenda with her little hair curlers and stuff. And then Brenda and Mittens got into a slapping match because both of them rolled really bad attack rolls. So just like... let's see. Then there was a Link to the Past race where people were donating to switch the players around, and that got really crazy. At one point, someone wanted the soda can. Come on, someone wanted a soda can that was in the shot to be switched with one of the racers, but alas, it didn't work. Everyone started donating to turn the lamp in the background on and off, like $100 to turn the lamp on and off, and the lamp raised like $4,000. Also, at one point in the randomizer race, Misei came in. The randomizer race was like Tim, John, Steven, Josh, and Tom, maybe? No, Tom came in later, I think. But yeah, so Misei came in, just snuck in and started like watching from behind the couch. I was like, don't do that. You're in the shot now. That makes you fair play. Yeah, Tom was the first one that came in. They're like, for $50, you can now influence Tom. So I said, don't do that. And lo and behold, Misei was chosen. So in the end, it was actually, this is a really bad picture. I drew this really fast at the end. But in the end, it was actually Misei and Mal playing A Link to the Past randomizer, neither of which were there at the start. So I thought that was very funny. Another thing that they did on Friday was New Super Mario Bros. U, where somebody had the fourth player, like the gamepad. There were 4 players and someone with the gamepad helping, and the person with the gamepad was just trying to kill them as much as possible, just like putting stuff in the way. So it was very cathartic for John. Sweet revenge. Then they switched teams, and Misei was the one with the gamepad. But unfortunately, people kept donating to have her not do anything. So she's just, I wanted to murder. She just had to sit there. It was sad. And And so last night, I didn't do any stuff after that because I had to go. But last night there was a Mario 64 speedrun between Family Jules, who is a speedrunner, and Miss A, who is not, doing speedrunning tactics that she learned. So Jules had to get 70 stars, and Miss A had to get 16. And it was really ridiculous because people could donate to put mittens on them, to reset their console, or to blindfold them. And the resetting got really, really ridiculous. The resetting raised a few $1,000s on its own because people at the end, like as they were both trying to get to Final Bowser after getting all the stars they needed, people just kept on resetting both of them. Oh god, it lasted like 2 hours longer. So I made a picture of Miss A in mittens fighting Bowser there. So I thought that was very funny. And let's look at bodybuilding dumbbells from a pack. I don't know. It's not focusing. Anyway, I'm not going to take up more of your time. Look forward to more good stuff. Look forward to new things coming this week with John visiting. And here's hoping that I don't have some sort of mental breakdown because I don't know what I'm gonna do when the Coliseum is over. I don't want to like make it sound like John's visit is giving me anxiety because it's not that. It's literally anything. I'm really hoping that it's just a distraction for me. Like, that's because that's how it has been in the past, and that's like when my friends come and visit in general. And distractions are good. I'm sorry if that ends up turning into a lack of content on my channel this week, though. Anyway, thank you all very much for your support. Thank you very much for understanding, and I shall hopefully see you guys next week. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.